Huan Shu turned to Dai Hyun, his voice firm and commanding. "Did you give him that mask?" he asked, eyes narrowing slightly as he waited for Dai Hyun's response. Dai Hyun shook his head, his expression apologetic. "Not yet, but soon. I'll ask Princess Sio Yan for it." Huan Shu's smile was tight-lipped, his eyes glinting with a mix of determination and frustration. "You may go now," he said, his voice dismissive. Dai Hyun bowed and left, leaving Huan Shu alone. Just then, a servant appeared, speaking in a low, deferential tone. "Your Highness, His Majesty has summoned you." Huan Shu's expression turned serious, his eyes clouding with a mixture of anxiety and resignation. "Okay," he replied steadily, then turned and walked away, his footsteps echoing through the hallway. As he approached the door, he hesitated for a moment. Then, taking a deep breath, he pushed it open and entered the room. Inside, he saw his father, King Jiang, seated on a throne-like chair. His sister, Su Min, stood beside him, while his brother, Sung Min, stood opposite. Huan Shu's eyes met his father's, and a jolt of tension ran through him. King Jiang fixed his gaze on Huan Shu, his expression stern yet concerned. "Huan Shu, I'm not upset that you ignored me in the Grand Hall," he said in a measured voice. "But I have a question I must ask." Huan Shu met his father's gaze, then lowered his eyes to the floor, focusing on a point ahead of him. His grip on his sword tightened, his knuckles turning white. King Jiang continued, his tone probing and filled with concern. "Did you love Wei Liang that much? Enough to die for him? The way you behaved in front of the king and advisors was unimaginable, I didn't like that." Huan Shu's grip tightened further, his jaw clenched in a mix of anger and defensiveness. King Jiang pressed on. "Answer me, Huan Shu. You've changed completely. You used to be calm and thoughtful, but now you speak without thinking. Why do you love him more than us? What has he done to you?" Huan Shu looked up, his voice cold as ice. "All of this, it's because of you. No one else. I never meant to hurt you, but it's too much now. I have to say it, I never saw you as my father." His voice rose with emotion. "Because of you, no one respected my mother, just because she didn't bear a child. And you? Father, no, not my father, Your Majesty, couldn't you wait? You married another woman so easily. Couldn't you love her without needing a child?" His voice cracked with pain. "Is your rule more important than your wife? She died giving birth to me. And in my darkest time, when I needed you most, you weren't there. You never even came to see me. All I had was Wei. He was the only one I could share my thoughts, my sadness, and my happiness with. The only one who truly understood me." King Jiang's face fell, his expression filled with shock and sorrow. "You still blame me for that?" he asked in a whisper. Huan Shu looked down, his heart heavy. Su Min stepped in, her voice rising in anger. "That's enough, Huan Shu. What do you mean by all of this? Didn't my mother love you like her own son?" Huan Shu's voice was barely audible. "I didn't mean." Su Min cut him off sharply. "Shut up. You hate my father because he married my mother. So you hate me and brother Sung Min too, don't you?" Huan Shu reached for her hand, his voice soft. "Sister, please." But Su Min yanked her hand away, eyes blazing. "Don't call me your sister. Didn't I love you like my own brother? Even more than Sung Min. My mother loved you more than anyone else. Is this how you repay her love?" Sung Min stepped in calmly. "Su Min, he didn't mean that. Don't interfere, brother," she snapped. "And Huan Shu, you say only Wei understands you. What about me? What about Sung Min? Weren't we always there for you, since childhood?" Huan Shu lowered his head, regret in his eyes. "I'm sorry, sister. I didn't mean to hurt you." King Jiang clutched his chest, his face pale, voice barely a whisper. Sung Min rushed to his side, alarmed. "Father!" Su Min grabbed the king's other side, shooting Huan Shu a glare filled with fury. "Look at you, standing there like nothing happened. Just like in the Grand Hall. You didn't even check on him once." Huan Shu remained silent, shame in his eyes. Sun Min tried to mediate. "It's too much now. Stop, Su Min. You're crossing the line." But Su Min wouldn't let up. "Too much. Really? I remember everything he said. I know why he doesn't accept father, it's because he married my mother. Because brother Min is older, and Huan Shu can't be king. That's why he hates father." "Su Min, stop this nonsense." Sun Min snapped. "Why should I? Am I wrong?" she shot back. Huan Shu's voice was calm, but cold. "If that's what you believe, I don't care. But let me be clear, since childhood, I've wanted a normal life. I never wanted to rule. If you still believe otherwise, then I'll leave the empire." His voice dropped to a whisper, filled with conviction. "Your Majesty, in a few days, I will leave the empire with Wei Liang. I won't take a single thing from here. I won't even show my face again. I will vanish as if I never existed." King Zhang's face turned pale. "You won't do that, Huan Shu." Huan Shu gave a cold, detached smile. "This is what's best for everyone. And your Majesty, feel free to declare that you've killed Wei and me. It wouldn't be your first heartless decision." "Huan Shu." King Jiang barked, but Huan Shu didn't stop. "I don't care what he's accused of. I'd rather live in peace and silence with him." He turned and left, his footsteps echoing. Su Min's voice rang out behind him, laced with rage. "You're so cruel. Even now, seeing father like this, you still think only of him. He killed my fiancée." Huan Shu froze. Su Min broke down in sobs. "What kind of brother are you? You think only of Wei Liang. What did I ever do to him? I supported him, even when people said he murdered my fiancée. But all I got in return was betrayal. He even brainwashed you. He took my brother from me." Sun Min tried to comfort her, but Huan Shu responded, his voice barely above a whisper. "He didn't take me away from you. You did, sister. And when the time comes, the truth will reveal who's truly guilty, and who's truly the victim." Huan Shu turned to leave. King Zhang's voice was faint. "You won't go. Wait." But Su Min stood firm. "Father, don't. This ruthless person won't stop. He may be a man, but he still loves another man as if he were his wife. He doesn't care about anyone but Wei Liang." Huan Shu heard her words, but said nothing. He left the room, leaving behind a trail of pain and silence. The scene shifts. As I walked for a while, I spotted Sio Yan and Dai Hyun deep in conversation. Curious, I hid behind a wall to listen. Dai Hyun said to Sio Yan, "Princess, I have something to show you." Sio Yan's eyes sparkled with interest. "What is it?" "Is it flowers?" she asked, her voice filled with anticipation. Dai Hyun blushed, his face turning a deep shade of red. "No, princess," he stammered. "But I'll give it to you tomorrow if you want." Sio Yan smiled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "Okay," she said, her voice playful. I muttered to myself, what are they talking about? I can't hear, but, look how he's blushing. Does he like Sio Yan? They look so cute together. Just then, Dai Hyun took out the iron mask from behind his back and said, "Princess, look." Sio Yan took the mask and examined it closely. "This is the same mask that I gave Wei before," she said, her voice filled with surprise. "The one that was lost, isn't it?" Dai Hyun nodded, his face still flushed. "Yes, princess. And I picked it up." Sio Yan's expression turned thoughtful, and she asked, "So, what's with this mask now? Hyun's voice was serious. Princess, you know very well that everyone is after young Master Wei. They're sending assassins to attack him, and if young Master Wei wears this mask, the assassins will be confused and won't recognize him as easily. Sio Yan nodded, her eyes filled with understanding. You're right. It could save Wei. Thanks, Hyun. She hugged him, then pulled back, still smiling. Hyun's face turned an even deeper shade of red, and he looked down, avoiding Sio Yan's gaze. I muttered to myself, what's with that mask? And I'm hungry. Sorry, lovebirds, I have to intervene. Just as I was about to take a step forward, my ears picked up a noise. As I turned to see what it was, I saw Qianli in a wounded and weak state. His leg trembled as he was about to fall, and I immediately ran toward him and grabbed him. Are you okay? What happened to you? I asked, concern etched on my face. This much blood. Qianli cut me off, his voice trembling. Wei, take me to my room. He took a deep breath, struggling to stand, and I gave him support as we walked inside. I laid him on the bed and hurried to tend to his wounds. You're so weak, I said, my voice filled with worry. Shall I call someone? Look at all this blood, your face, your whole body. Qianli's voice was barely audible, his words trembling. Wait, Wei. I'm okay. He paused, collecting his thoughts. You always care for me. I wish I could tell you that secret. He turned and whispered, his voice filled with emotion. Wei, you can leave peacefully. And please don't inform anyone that I'm like this. I felt a pang of sadness and replied, but. However, Qianli cut me off, his voice firm. You want me to heal, right? But what I need is sleep. Please leave if you really want me to rest. I felt a lump in my throat as I stood by the door. I could hear Qianli's whisper, his voice filled with pain. Everyone here is like a hyena, just waiting for a chance to betray. Even the innocent faces hide wolves in sheep's clothing. It's better not to trust anyone. The saddest part is that the people I never imagined are with him. I left the room, feeling a deep sense of sadness. I whispered to myself, how did his condition get like this? Did he fall from somewhere? But it looks more like someone brutally beat him. As I was walking, someone blocked my path. I looked at him and asked, who are you? Get out of my way. Just then, my gaze fell on his neck, and I spotted a mole. He stood still and murmured, what are you thinking? I'm Jean. His arrogance was palpable. I thought you'd remember me, but it seems you've forgotten, he said. I shook my head and rolled my eyes. Did you forget I lost my memory? So why are you bothering me? I sidestepped him and started walking. He sneered, oh really, Wei Liang? Then answer me, where's the fifth scroll? I stopped and turned, hesitating. Which scroll? How would I know that? Did I steal it? He scoffed, I didn't say that, yet. But didn't you bump into that assassin? So I thought you might know. He sneered and walked away. I immediately ran toward my room. I spotted Tong Bao sleeping outside and used parkour to get inside. I looked under the bed and whispered, where is the scroll? Did that man take it from here? I desperately searched, whispering to myself, I can't even ask him if he took the scroll. I searched the entire room, feeling exhausted, and sat on the bed, muttering, it's not here. And wait, he had the same mole as the assassin. He took that scroll and asked about it just to warn me. As I was thinking, my stomach growled in hunger. I shouted in frustration, let him take the scroll. It just has some stupid maps with stupid things written on it. And I'm starving. I haven't eaten since morning. I didn't even find anyone to ask for food. Now I'll have to sleep without it. I muttered, I can't even sleep, because if I do, I'll get those scary visions again. I lay in bed, and after some time, I fell asleep. Meanwhile, General Kim was in a chamber with some of his loyal soldiers. "Have those assassins we captured said anything?" he asked. One of the soldiers replied, "Not yet. We've beaten them and they're in very bad shape, but they're still too loyal to speak." Another soldier added, "But who could have ordered the attack, and why? Does young Master Wei Liang really know some secrets?" Another chimed in, "But King Wen Zhao is dead. He was the only person who could send assassins. Is he alive?" A soldier replied, "He is dead. Young Master Wei killed him." A soldier asked, "If he's not alive, then who could it be?" General Kim hesitated, unsure how to respond. Before he could answer, Yi Jin's voice cut in from behind. "Someone is betraying the palace, and he is none other than someone from the palace itself. He holds a high position and a flawless image. Blaming him or even going against him is the hardest and most dangerous thing. Maybe, just maybe, Wei Liang knows something." One of the soldiers asked, "But who could it be?" Yi Jin looked at General Kim and said, "General Kim might know." Everyone turned to General Kim, waiting. General Kim said, "What do you mean, Yi Jin?" Yi Jin replied, "I mean the real issue isn't who the culprit is. What matters is what Wei Liang knows, that's why the assassins are after him." One of the soldiers asked, "But how will we know?" Yi Jin slammed his fist on the table, his face red with frustration. "How idiotic you all are. It's so frustrating, General Kim. What kind of people have you selected?" All the soldiers looked down, intimidated by Yi Jin's outburst. He continued, "Haven't you captured the assassins? Beat them and ask who sent them." One of the soldiers replied, "We've done that, but they haven't said a word. If we keep beating them, they'll die." Yi Jin shouted, "Shut up. Just beat them." General Kim said, "They're in a very weak state. Beating them could kill them." Yi Jin shouted, "Let them die. Even if we need to kill half of them to make the others talk." One of the soldiers tried to intervene, but Yi Jin cut him off. "I haven't finished yet. Torture their souls, not their bodies." All the soldiers nodded in fear and said, "We'll do that." Yi Jin shouted, "Now." The soldiers began leaving. General Kim said, "Yi Jin, calm down." Yi Jin looked at General Kim and said, "I know you know something, but I really don't care, General." Yi Jin started leaving. General Kim said, "Leaving before saying the real reason why you came back to the Lianhua Empire without an invitation? Knowing the past, I know Wei can't be the only reason you came. Can I know what's on your mind?" Yi Jin turned and said, "When the time comes, everyone will know. But, right now, I want to inform you of something." Yi Jin stepped forward and said, "One of the assassins stole 5 scrolls from the library. I heard that he bumped into Wei Liang while escaping, but when he was running, he only had 4 scrolls. The 5th one was missing." General Kim asked, "Interesting, you weren't even here, yet you know so much. You've really grown up." Yi Jin smiled. "I didn't mean to make you feel that way." General Kim asked, "Who told you?" Yi Jin replied, "A friend told me. I wanted to inform you that one of the scrolls contains a secret weak spot in the palace and a map of the entire empire." General Kim asked, "So, what do you want?" Yi Jin said, "Wei Liang bumped into the assassin, so maybe he has the scroll." General Kim asked, "Why would he take it?" Yi Jin answered, "Maybe he has a plan. Or maybe, he's not who we think he is." As I lay sleeping, Sio Yan snuck into the room, her footsteps light as a feather. She sat beside me, a mischievous glint in her eye, and began to tickle me. I groggily opened my eyes, laughing and trying to push her away. "Stop, stop it," I pleaded, but she just chuckled and continued, her fingers dancing across my skin. I sat up, my voice stern but playful. "That's enough, Sio Yan." She grinned, her eyes sparkling with amusement. Okay, she said, holding up her hands in mock surrender. I raised an eyebrow, my tone wry. What kind of way is this to wake someone up? Sio Yan chuckled, her smile softening. Sorry, Wei. My gaze fell upon her bandaged hand, and I asked, what happened to your hand? She hesitated. Leave it, it's not that important. I rubbed my stomach, my voice plaintive. Okay, so where were you last night? You know I slept without food. Have you ever wondered how hungry I was? Sio Yan's expression turned sympathetic. I told the servant to bring you food, but maybe he forgot. I let out a sigh. I'm so hungry. Sio Yan's face lit up with a smile. Wait here. I made something good for you with my own hands. I'll bring it here. And the good news is, it's not lotus roots or seeds. I perked up, my stomach growling in anticipation. Okay, bring it here fast. I'm starving. Sio Yan started to leave, but turned back to me with a mischievous grin. Wei, also get ready and wear that hanfu. I'm coming. She smiled, but then turned again and came back, taking out the same iron mask Daehyun had given her. I asked, what's with this mask? She replied, I forgot to say, look at this mask. I took the mask from her hand. Didn't Daehyun give this to you? Sio Yan squinted. How do you know that? I hesitated, unsure how to respond, but she cut me off. Leave it, and listen. This will help you, Wei. Most people are jealous of you and want to harm you. They even sent an assassin. If you wear this mask, they won't recognize you. So wherever you go, even if you're just roaming inside the palace, wear this mask. And don't go outside without me. Her eyes glinted with mischief. I smiled and hugged her. I whispered, you're so good. Thank you. Sio Yan blushed. I pulled back, and she muttered with a smile, wait here. Let me bring you the food I made. She left the room. As I stood up, I whispered to myself, she's not as bad as I thought. But my thoughts were interrupted by a sudden, searing pain in my waist. I grabbed at it, wincing, and sat down. I opened my dress to see a purple-red mark on my waist. My eyes widened in surprise. What kind of mark is that? I muttered. I remembered the sword piercing my waist near the river when I time-traveled, maybe this was the mark from that. The pain grew, and I sat up, my face scrunched in discomfort. But after a while, it stopped, and I got up, feeling a little better. I took a deep breath and removed my clothes, picking up the hanfu Sio Yan had given me. I tried to wear it, but after many attempts, I failed. It's so hard to wear, I muttered. Just then, I heard footsteps outside the room. I thought it was Tong, so I got up and pulled him inside without looking. Tong, help me wear it, I muttered, struggling with the hanfu. I hadn't seen his face. I turned and muttered, what are you doing? Help me. He put his hand on my waist, and a chill ran down my spine. I whispered, your hands are warm. It's tickling me. I chuckled. He started to tie my hanfu. I whispered, come on, it's giving me butterflies. Don't do it like that, Tong. But he didn't respond. I said again, Tong, aren't you talking? As I turned, I saw Huan Shu looking shy. I pushed him and muttered, what the hell are you doing? I tried to step back but tripped over my clothes and fell, pulling Huan Shu down with me. We landed on the floor, our gazes meeting, faces inches apart. My face turned red with embarrassment, and a shiver ran down my spine. I felt an odd affection towards him as we looked into each other's eyes. Meanwhile, Sio Yan was walking with Tim Tim and Bim Bim, carrying a tray of food. Tim Tim asked, Princess, did you make this for Child Wei with your own hands? Sio Yan smiled. Yeah. Bim Bim added, but I remember, Princess, you never liked cooking, or knew how to. Sio Yan replied, I learned for him. I can do anything for him. Tim Tim and Bim Bim chuckled. Princess, you even burned your hands for him. Sio Yan giggled. Okay, okay. Let me go feed him. You can leave now. Tim Tim chuckled, is he your baby? Sio Yan smiled. Yeah, now leave. Tim Tim and Bim Bim smiled and left. Hyun, who was walking through the corridor, saw Sio Yan. Looking at the flower he held, he muttered, the princess will be happy to see this beautiful flower. He walked toward her, but before he could reach her, Sio Yan entered the room. Hyun stood outside, waiting. Sio Yan's face wore a cute smile, until she saw us like that. Her smile vanished, and the tray in her hand fell. She hesitated, her voice trembling. Sorry, Your Highness. I should have knocked. She ran out, her emotions a mix of pain, betrayal, and sadness. Hyun saw her and ran after her. I pulled away from Huan Shu and said, what were you doing in here? You know what she'll think. What the hell did you do? Huan Shu looked at me. You were the one who pulled me inside, weren't you? I covered myself with the white robe. Yeah, but, just go. I don't need your help now. Huan Shu replied, Tong and Bao aren't in the palace. So who's going to help you wear it? I asked, where are they? He said, they went home to visit their families. I hesitated. Huan Shu said, I thought I'd teach you how to wear it so you won't need help all the time. But if you want me to go, I will. He turned to leave. I muttered, wait. He turned. Did you say something? Yes, help me wear it, but... But what? Cover your eyes with this cloth. He smiled. Sure, but you have to do it. I turned him around and blindfolded him. After that, he started helping me with the hanfu. As his hands touched my waist, shivers ran down my spine. I blushed deeply. He grabbed my waist and pulled me close. Our faces were inches apart. I said, what are you doing? He said, nothing. Just stay like this for a moment. I grabbed his arm, still looking at him. I couldn't help but admire him. I thought, his lips are pink and juicy. I want to taste them. I shook my head. What am I thinking? He removed the cloth from his eyes. You can let go of my arm now. But why? He chuckled. I realized and immediately pulled away, creating distance. It seems like you wanted to stay like that a bit longer, he teased. He stepped forward and pinned me to the wall. I looked away, but he pulled my chin up. Are you hungry? I sighed. What kind of way is this to ask? He smiled. If you are, come with me. I said, no need. Sio Yan made food for me with her own hands. Huan Shu replied, I saw her handmade food, on the floor. I hesitated. Because of you, it fell. He asked again, are you hungry? No, I replied, just as my stomach growled. He smiled. Next time, eat her food. But if you're hungry now, come with me. He turned and started walking away. I'm starving since last night. If he leaves, I'll have to starve again, I thought. Before leaving, my gaze fell on the sword on the bed. If I don't take it with me, people will start drama again. Let me take it. I took the sword from the bed. Its tassel suddenly detached. What the hell? I muttered, then tied it around my waist. I also picked up the mask and tied it to the sword. I ran after Huan Shu. Wait, I'm coming. We began walking together. Huan Shu thought as he glanced at me, no problem if you've lost your memory. I'll make you fall for me again, this time harder. And I won't let you leave me again like before. I looked at him. Why are you smiling like that? He looked away. Nothing. You said something. He smiled and made an excuse. Why did you tie the sword tassel to your waist like that? But it looks good on you. I blushed. But suddenly, I bumped into someone, and something hot and itchy spilled onto my hands. Thanks for watching. Do check out the link below and follow the original author of this story on Wattpad. Also, like and subscribe to the channel for more episodes.